I stayed up all night last night. I think I started farming dungeon divers at about 1 a.m. I finished somewhere around about 5 a.m. Running through Minotaur, got all of his masteries sorted, leveled him up because we've also got champ training on at the moment. And yeah, here he is. It's another fusion done. It's another one in the bag. Hopefully we've got a few days respite before the inevitable Titan event. So today we're going to go over his kit. We're going to work out how I would build him, why I would build him like that. Where are we going to use him? I'm kind of excited for this one. This is looking to be a very strong champion. But guys, before we go ahead, just letting you know, there will be a promo link. It's going to be written in the pinned comment as well as the description of this video. If you're looking for a fresh start in Raid, maybe you just want to recommend the game to a friend, it's going to get you off to a solid head start with the likes of Elenaril, Fayne, Uugo and Tagoar as you level up your account. And if you want that, just follow these instructions. You'll want to log out of Plarium Play on your PC and uninstall the game. Click the link in the description, register with a brand new email address, launch Raid, complete your tutorial, go to your inbox and claim your first free champion. Like I say, this is a good one. You don't want to miss out. Just click the link, get started today. So here he is done. Mr. Donatello has joined the account and I must say he is looking like a really, really strong champion. I wasn't super stoked on him when I first read through his kit, but I was on live stream and someone asked me if he was worth it. And I finally properly went through his kit and I thought, you know what? This guy is absolutely solid. And I think he's going to open up a lot of different branches of the game for a lot of different levels of player. So let's dive straight into the kit. Let's sort of see what it is about him that is so good. So straight in with his A1, which is a single hitter, heals all allies by 5% of his maximum HP. So we've already got something conditional about his kit. The more HP he has, the more utility he is to your team. Now, I know it says damage based on HP, but at the end of the day, this is a support champion. Trying to squeeze damage out of a support is not really necessary, and it's certainly not worth sacrificing other stats that make him really good just for a little chance at getting a few higher numbers out of him. It's not about that. But what it also is doing is instantly activating a random continuous heal on all allies. Very, 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 very strong. It is only one continuous heal rather than everyone, but when we think about other champs that have good synergy with this, if you do happen to have Senna, of which I will be incredibly jealous, he's going to allow Senna's passive to boost a lot more in your team. It's going to trigger more often. If you've maybe got, I think his name is Apardin Clanfather, he also sort of boosts turn meter based off of continuous heals that are out there. So he is just overall incredibly solid. There's a lot of unity that he's going to have with other champions. So that's his A1, quite a strong start. On to the A2. It's an AoE hit and it decreases the cooldowns of all of your allies' skills and then puts an increased speed on everyone. So again, this does scale off HP, but we're not trying to get damage out of this guy. It's not conditional to his HP, but it's just the game telling us, hey, we need this guy to have a lot of HP. Nice and easy. Always just read. The answer's usually in the question. So this is going to be quite interesting. Now, if you're kind of a bit of a veteran in this game, or you've got quite a solid understanding of the game, then skill reduction, well, skill cooldown reductions are, well, you're probably kind of familiar with them. As for a new player, I would say this is arguably his weakest skill, because until you've got him, you know, speed tuned with everyone else in the team, this might not be quite as valuable as it could be. Let's put it like that. However, we're going to cover all that when we go over how we're building him and where we're using him. Very cool A2. On to his A3. This kind of seals the deal of what this champion is. Essentially, he is a cleansing champion. He's going to remove all the debuffs from your team, then chuck a continuous heal out on everyone and a strengthen, which just means you take less damage, and then boosts everyone's turn meter. So right off the bat, I'm seeing a lot of PvP utility. He's going to be solid anywhere you use him, but he would make a very good cleanser for a go second PvP team. Super, super cool. Finally, onto his passive. Now he's got the unity effect with the other turtles. We're not going to kind of worry too much about that, but it just means that whenever a turtle attacks, he attacks. And if you've got continuous heals out there, then one of those is going to proc every time and your team is just going to get healed a lot more. Very, very, very cool. Now onto the active effect. It just means that whenever someone on your team is going to die, Donatello is essentially going to prevent that guy from dying, equalize everyone's HP up to the average of the team, and then, you know, you might just get another chance. Now, this is very good for single hit skills, but if you go up against something like a Marius, he's obviously got his triple hitter, that is still going to take you down. But very, very, very solid backup kind of, it's not quite a revive, but you know, it might just get you out of a pinch. So that's a lot of utility for one kit. And as we were going through, I noticed a few things. One, he doesn't put out any, like none at all. He doesn't put out any debuffs. So we don't have to build any accuracy into him whatsoever. Everything is based off of HP. So we now have our main stat priority. HP is the #1 most important stat that this guy needs. Nice and easy, not particularly difficult to get. Now, factoring in his A3, the fact that he has got a turn meter boost for everyone, that's now telling me that this guy is going to need some speed. So that's our second priority. So far we've got HP and then we've got speed. So as far as other stats go, what we really want to just make sure is that Donatello stays alive in our team as long as possible. So now we've kind of got the third branch of stats. We want things like defense and resistance. I am going to focus quite heavily on resistance, because if he's a cleanser, and let's say you put him in your go second team, we want to make sure that if the enemy goes first and gives your team a proper slap, maybe they put a bunch of debuffs out on you, maybe some stuns, some fears, just anything that can be a pain, we want to make sure that Donatello actually has a chance to cleanse it off. So we don't want him getting CC'd, we don't want him getting covered in debuffs. So I think that I'm going to build him with quite high resistance, so that when the enemy goes first, my team might get hurt quite a lot, however, they've always got a chance of bouncing back because Donatello is going to cleanse them all, buff them up, boost them up, and then we can nuke the enemy team. So there we go, that's our list of priorities. It's going to be HP, speed, defense, resistance. That's how we're going to do it. So I'm just going to put a build together now. I will be right back. Okay, this is what I've gone for. I've even sort of dabbled into the latest set. I've managed to get a 4-piece Supersonic, a 2-piece Chronophage, and then I chucked a bit of Righteous on him. Now, if you can see a common theme here, it's speed, resistance. Speed, HP, resistance, HP, resistance. That's all we really want on him. He was actually incredibly easy to build. I didn't have to use the optimizer. I just used the in-game building filters, and the actual way I did that is I literally just went priority stats, set speed to high, I put HP to high, and then I just picked gear that I liked the look of. You know, there's no real rhyme or reason. He's not necessarily in Supersonic because that's the best set for him or anything. I would argue that a big shield set or maybe even a bolster set, something like that, there's a lot of different options you can play with, but anything that just gives you a lot of HP. So here are his stats. We managed to get 107,000 HP, nice and solid. 3.2k defense, pretty decent. I would probably rebuild him with a little bit more in mind if I was going to take him into high-end PvP. We've got 319 speed, very nice. And I went with my 542 resistance. Now that is a lot of resistance, but like I say, I want to put him in PvP and I want him to just not get meddled with by the enemy. That would be a pest. Don't want that. We want him to just stay debuff free so that he can actually do his job. So let's take a look at the relic choices. Now there's not much rhyme or reason with what I went with here. I actually went with the Gilded Pinion simply because it had HP and speed on it. I didn't really look at the active effect of it. However, I was looking through and I thought there are a lot of options for him. I think the best rare option that I've got available is probably the Journal of Necrotos. He does do a turn meter boost. This is going to make that better. Plus there's a little circular slot on there, so maybe you got something nice that you could put on him there. Another option I considered was the Codex Luminous, which is from Faction Wars. Wearer receives 5% less damage from champions that have a different affinity. Might be quite good. There's a lot of options, and also you could just kind of put anything on him. Like I say, I went for the stats rather than the active effect. So just, you know, see what you've got. Pick something that's got a bit of HP on it. If it's got resistance and speed, even better. Now, finally on to the masteries. Here's where I think there are a few options. This is what I have gone for. Now, luckily I don't need to move myself out of the way because I've gone defense and support. All I really wanted to do was really kind of hone in on the resistance. So we got it here with Defiant, and I also went down to Unshakable. And the rest of it is just the support tree, because essentially it's more max HP, it's better stat bonuses from the sets that he's got on, a bit of chance to reduce skill cooldown, that would be good. And we have lasting gifts, so hopefully the buffs that we do put out just last 1 turn longer. This is definitely a more PvP style build. I think if you wanted to use him slightly in a more wide variety of content, I would consider coming down the offense tree, probably ending up at War Master, not because this guy does damage, that's not what he's there for. He might do a little bit, but if you're looking to just squeeze those just a little bit more out of him, then something like War Master would be good. But I think the defense and support masteries just lend themselves to his kit a little bit better. So let's see where we can use him. Let's start in the arena. That seems like the most logical place to start. We're going to build a little go second style team. Hopefully there are some strong opponents that we can take on. Let's see if there are some teams that I think might give us a bit of trouble. Let's go with this one. So chances are they're probably going to go first. Hopefully there's enough protection on my team to survive. I think Carnage and Phoenix are a bit squishy, but let's see if Donatello can save them. They should go first. They don't go first. Surprising. I'm going to let them go first. Normally I would just lock the team out and win, but I'm going to just do that and let them take their turn. So cool. We've got some debuffs put on us. So now we can actually open with is A3. That cleanses everyone. We'll do that. We've been turn meter boosted. Nice. Now we can't put Carnage's debuffs out at the moment, but what we'll do is we'll just let's pick on our base. Let's go with that. Now, not a lot he can do at the moment, but maybe we can maybe we can kill the Wukong. Yeah, we blocked his revive. Very nice. And now we'll just mess with the rest of the team. I'm waiting for Carnage so we can get rid of Marika's passive. Or Marishka? Marishka? Who knows? That's unfortunate. That Arbase must have had a lot of accuracy because Donnie has essentially been locked out. Never mind. Let's see what we can do. That was nice. That was the passive coming into effect there because Phoenix would have died, but Donnie saved him. Just want to get Carnage going here. We blocked the active skills. We didn't block the passive, but that's fine. Hopefully we can just block our revive, or not quite. Never mind. But one thing that is looking good here is everyone's HP is high. Donnie is doing his job and he is keeping everyone alive. Let's reduce everyone's cooldowns again. Love that animation. That's so cool. That's really nice to see. Phoenix is getting beaten up a little bit. There we go. Our base is back. Let's lock everyone out again. We'll remove the debuffs. Boost ourselves up, hit them with Carnage. Let's see if we can just change form and nuke everybody. Almost. Come on. There we have it. Donatello, very cool in that fight. Kept Phoenix alive like a lot. And the boosting, the cleansing, all very good to see. Let's go again. Right, they go first. As we saw there, Donatello resisted. Got a big smack from Candrafon. So let's do some lockout. Oh, we got them all locked out. And what we'll do is we haven't got any buffs to remove, but we could do with the continuous heal and the strengthen. So we'll use his A3. What we will then do is I'm going to try and use Carnage's A3. If we can block some active and passive skills, that would be very good because Candrafon's going to kind of split me open in a minute. Block active. That's good. Let's get rid of Candrafon. So he's going to block revive. Very nice. Now they haven't got a DPS. That's why Phoenix is just such a monster. Like, just because he's epic, don't overlook him. One of the most solid champs in the game, full stop. He is a legendary. I don't care what anyone says. Right, let's just keep being a pest. Right, let's reduce our own cooldowns again. We've done his cool animation. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's lock him out. Hopefully get rid of that stone skin. Not quite. But we'll now block revive the Arbiter. Nope, apparently not. It's fine. She's gone now anyway. Another thing that's just winning me over with Donatello is my favorite color is purple. So I always wanted the purple turtle. That's just how it goes. Let's see. Right, we'll just hit, see what happens. Here we go. Phoenix has got sleep on him. Let's remove that. Let's buff him up so that now hopefully he can take out, yep, he's taken out UDK. And then it's GG. Get him killed. Cool. Nice and easy. So yeah, there's a lot of utility. So we are recording. Thank God for that. I thought I wasn't recording. So where do I think he's going to be of any use, if any, in PvE? I kind of think just about anywhere. He might not be the best for the job every time, but he is going to be kind of solid. And I've been thinking about some pairings. So I happen to have Marius. If you keep playing this game, you will also have Marius. Now, his A2 is just like arguably one of the best skills in the entire game, and it's on a 3-turn cooldown. If Donatello can reduce that by 2, then if you synchronize these two champions upright, you're essentially going to get 2 massive A2s out of Marius, especially when you consider we've got an extra turn mechanic in the A3. So I think there's a really good synergy there. But the most obvious choice is going to be, and once again, this was the product of staying up very late last night. Now, I don't have any books left to, well, I do, but I don't want to use them on Mikey. But this is kind of, you know, this is why we've got the turtles, and it's all to do with this passive. They're all joining in on each other's attacks when they all do something or other. It's the unity of the turtles. We like that. So the very obvious pairings and team setups, you know, ultimately you want all 4 turtles in a team, and they're just going to be an absolute menace for the enemy pretty much wherever you use them. But let's have a little look at something like, okay, let's try the dragon. Now, all I've essentially done is grabbed 4 DPS. They are all essentially free. You know, none of these are like crazy. Wukong was a login champion. Arix you get after playing the game for about 2 years. Phoenix, just an epic, a great epic nonetheless. And Ruella, once again, another epic. Okay, we are at the dragon. Now, we have the option to boost our turn meters and get rid of all the debuffs, but we don't have any yet, so I'm just going to open with his A1. We have some skills on cooldown already, so we're just going to smack the dragon, try and use up all our most valuable skills. Phoenix, as you can see, he's got 3 turn cooldown here. We're going to use Ruella's A2. We've got some debuffs on the dragon, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce everyone's cooldowns with Donatello, with Shell Shocker. Love it. Everyone got their cooldown reduced. Now we can go back in with our big hits. Ooh, got a resist there. We are gonna just use Phoenix's A1 because look how strong it is. It's crazy. We'll save the cleanse. As you can see, look, Ruella's 1 turn away from being able to use our big skill again and hit the dragon. Yeah, we got a few debuffs out, not many on us even. Donatello's gonna cleanse everyone and also boost the turn meter. There we go. Phoenix is gonna kind of finish the job. Then Arix. And then look, A2 is ready on Ruella again. That is the boss taken down. Very easy. It's lovely having resets on the skill cooldowns, especially if you don't have like a Kaimar, a Yumiko, or any of the other champions that do it. Very cool. That was him in Dragon. I actually think Ice Golem might be a little place for him to shine. We are going to go, let's see if we can just use the same team. Okay, boss time. I think personally Ice Golem is the hardest boss to get right. So there's nothing to cleanse, so we are just going to open with his A1 as usual. Hit the boss, get some debuffs out, do a bit of a smack. I'm not sure if Phoenix can quite take one of these guys down yet. Oh, not quite, nearly. Bella can just do her thing. Now, there's not really anything to do yet, so once again, A1. We're going to clear the ads, get a smack. Yeah, big smack. There we can see he saved Phoenix yet again. We're going to hopefully just kill this guy. Yeah, can't quite get him down, I don't think. So we'll just use the A2, use that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to reset everyone's cooldowns, put some buffs up. Very nice. We are probably going to lose a lot of the team in this because I feel like we're going to go past the threshold, but never mind. We're going to use Ruella's A2. Big hit. We lived so far. Here, not so much. Nope. Okay, Ruella's down because Donnie's passive has already been used. We are going to do that. Wukong's down, but he'll come back. Right, we're going to reduce some cooldowns. There we go. Everyone's got their best skills back. We're going to go with a... Ooh, it's a bit close for comfort. Don't die. Oh, everyone died except for Donatello, but we still have Wukong. It might just save us. Like I say, it's a tricky boss. Very, very tricky boss. With this team, anyway, this is not the right team for him. Buff up. Oh, we're going to get a big hit now. Maybe 2 in a row? No. Okay, we should be all right. Just about. Reduce the cooldowns of everyone's skills again so Wukong can use his big one. There we go. That's Ice Golem down. I like the turtle. I can't lie. I like the turtle. He's really good fun. Okay, let's try Fire Knight. Now, I'm keeping Ruella and Phoenix in. We've got Donnie in the lead. Normally, I would say run a speed lead for Fire Knight because the stats are quite high. But we have got an ally attacker in Farakin, and we've also got Stag Knight, who is just absolutely awesome. If you know, you know. Okay, we are at the boss. Now, I'm going to open with the A1 because there's nothing to cleanse. There's not really any skills yet to reduce, but we're going to smack him, and we are going to use ally attack from Farakin. Get as many stacks down as we can of his shield. Right, we got the shield down. What I want to do is reduce everyone's cooldowns because that gives us the best chance of getting back. Didn't quite get in with Farakin, but what we're going to do is we are going to place the A1 on him. Hopefully decrease defense. We didn't get it. Never mind. We're going to put decreased speed. No, we didn't get it. So it's going really well. Right, we did get block buffs. We're going to boost turn meter. Is it going to be enough? If we boost this turn meter again, maybe. Yeah, we got our ally attack. So we're going to smack. Not getting lucky with the buffs or debuffs. No, wow. Not happening. So Fire Knight is probably going to take a turn, but let's put that on him. So we at least have some buffs. So at least we have a chance. Now it's just a case of whittling down the shield. Everything's pretty much on cooldown for a minute. Reduce everyone's cooldowns again so that hopefully we can use, yeah, we've got ally attack again. And hopefully we can really start to get this guy down now. Phoenix smacks and take him down. I like it. I like the turtle. He's very, very, very cool. So he can do Fire Knight, he can do Ice Golem, he can do Dragon. I'm sure he could do Spider. I'm not going to put a team together for Spider. It's probably, I'd actually argue maybe the weakest dungeon for him would be Spider. However, if you are struggling to get the Spider down fast, his cleanse is going to be an absolute godsend. Maybe even try and make him the tank. I'm sure he would do well in the event dungeon. We're going to use exactly the same team again that we did with Fire Knight. Let's just pick on someone and kill them. This essentially is their reviver. We're going to debuff the boss, debuff everyone else, block everyone's buffs, take some hits, and that's fine. We're going to reduce everyone's cooldowns now. No, we don't. We used the wrong skill. Never mind. We cleansed. Doesn't matter. Buffs everywhere. Try and focus Gimbo. Let's take someone out of the equation. Let's see if we can get him out. Yep, he's dead for good. We're going to reduce the cooldowns. Bit of provoke. Never mind. Shouldn't have used my cleanse initially. Otherwise, I could have saved everyone then. But that was my mistake. Do some big hits on the boss. Nice. Adds are down. None of them are coming back. Ally attack. Smack. And it's GG. So we've got a really solid potential in the event dungeon there as well. I think it's fair to say, and I do say this a lot, it's not about attack champions. Everyone, and you know, this is Plarium's fault and our own fault, but mainly Plarium's fault. They flood us with attack champions. And every time I do a takeover, I see that everyone has gone through and they've built all their attacks, but they haven't built any supports. It is support that will keep you alive in this game. And it's really nice that we got a fusion that was a support. I think the last 3 or 4 have been DPS. But there you go. That is Donatello. He, you know, there's nothing wrong with him. He's actually really, really solid. He saved our teams a lot of times. There's probably a whole different bunch of ways you could build him. But you know what? First fusion I've done in a while that I'm genuinely happy I did. But there you go. There he is, the purple turtle. I really like him. I'm stoked that I done this fusion. If you enjoyed this video, please do let me know. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Comment down below, how are you using him? Did you even go for him? If you did, you know, was it expensive? This was quite a heavy energy fusion for me. I burned a crap ton of gems and so much energy and a lot of time. But he is absolutely awesome. I am stoked to have him. I will see you on the next one.